Imagine a young woman with an innocent face and a calm demeanor, but behind that persona lies a chilling reality. Today, we unravel the horrifying tale of South Korea's most infamous serial killer. Known for her brutal methods, from piercing eyes with needles and pouring hot oil on victims' faces, which were her friends and family. This victim tree shows the horrifying extent of her cruelty, spanning from her own mother to her babysitter's husband. But the case became even more shocking when the Korean news media revealed her perfect score on Psychopath evaluation, known as PCL-R. Her evaluation score was 40 out of 40. Buckle up as we dive into dark and twisted mind of In Sook. Born in 1976, In Sook was a high school graduate who briefly worked as an insurance planner. In Sook first met her husband around 1997 and started living together. After a year of living together, despite both families opposing marriage, they registered their marriage a year later due to her being pregnant. Although the husband worked hard for a moving company, his low income would be the main cause of their relationship falling apart. On February 17, 2000, their 2-year-old daughter fell off a chair, causing a severe head injury. She eventually passed away. After losing her daughter, In Sook was diagnosed with depression and anxiety, in which she was prescribed a controlled substance called lorazepam. This drug had the same effect as roofies and Xanax, which caused loss of memory and drowsiness. On April 1, 2000, In Sook mixed the drink with lorazepam, then gave it to her husband. He felt drowsy, so he was heading to his bedroom, which was located downstairs. While walking down the stairs, she pushed him, causing him to fall face forward and hit his head against the wall. The husband suffered a severe head injury. 3 weeks later, on April 28, 2000, once again, she used the drug and pushed him down the stairs using the same method she had used previously. Then she took the medical report to his insurance company to file a claim. They were paid $500 for this incident. In May 2000, In Sook once again used the drug on her husband. While he was asleep, she got a hairpin, then slowly opened up his right eyelid, then used the hairpin to puncture his right eye. As a result, he had lost his right side vision. On June 1, 2000, she once again used the drug on her husband. This time when the husband fell asleep, she poured boiling oil on his face. Due to the suspicion, the doctor called the police, but he reported that he did not remember anything. Then 3 months later, on September 9, 2000, husband was asleep. She cut his stomach open, exposing the intestines. She then called the police and reported that her husband was suicidal and was harming himself. At the time, In Sook's husband had 2 different insurance policies, one through his employer and another his personal. By this time, In Sook had filed 28 different claims, collecting $70,000 from one insurance company, while making 30 claims, collecting $140,000 from another. Then 2 years later, on March 25, 2002, while being hospitalized for his injuries, the husband passed away. The cause of death was unknown. A month later, after her first husband's death, she started to date a college athlete. Shortly after, they moved in together. In mid-November 2002, In Sook used a drug on her new husband. When he was drowsy, she pushed him down the stairs, causing another head injury. This time, the head injury was more severe. He had a cracked skull. She took this opportunity to forge his signature on a marriage form, then registered. Now they were newlyweds, although the husband was hospitalized. She filed a claim to his insurance. The claim shows the husband has slipped and fell inside the bathroom, in which they received $1,200 for this claim. While her husband was hospitalized, In Sook faithfully remained by his bedside every day. She was praised as a good wife, dispelling any suspicion. A month later, in December, year 2002, as if she could not wait, she put her new husband to sleep using the drug and used the same hairpin to puncture his right eye. Now he was partially blind. The new husband was meeting the same fate as the previous husband. On February 12th, year 2003, the new husband was hospitalized due to an infection. He made a full recovery and was scheduled to be discharged from the hospital, but he died a day before being discharged. Doctor did not know the cause. As a result, In Sook received $30,000 from the insurance company. Four months later, on November 2nd, year 2003, In Sook invited her older brother for a drink. After having few drinks, her brother fell asleep. When he woke up, his vision was blurred. She had used hydrochloric acid, which had burned through his corneas. The doctor became more suspicious and called the police, and when questioned, the brother said he did not remember anything. A year later, In Sook needed money again, so she decided to sell the house which her mother and the siblings were living in. She assured her family that she had secured a brand new house for them. As the move-out date approached and without a new home for the family, she resorted to using her drug on the entire family. She brought drinks for everyone, and while the others were drinking the juice, the older brother noticed a strange smell. Pretending to drink, he went to the bathroom and spat it out. While the family members were sleeping, In Sook took a book of matches and went into each room, setting the blankets on fire. This resulted in the entire family suffering severe body burn, including inhalation burns. For this fire incident, In Sook received $120,000 from the insurance company. After losing their home, In Sook went to her former babysitter's house and asked to stay temporarily. The babysitter was kind enough to offer her a room. On February 1st, year 2005, In Sook started another fire on the living room couch of the babysitter's house. The home was engulfed in flames, causing the death of babysitter's husband. The babysitter and her children all suffered severe body burns. In Sook later testified that she stood outside watching the flame and listened to the scream. Later, it was revealed that In Sook had purchased life insurance on babysitter's family by forging signatures, while making her the beneficiary. In Sook was desperate. She went to the hospital where the babysitter was hospitalized, then poured gasoline on the babysitter. This attempt was stopped by the hospital staff. This was all caught on camera. As a result, In Sook was charged with attempted murder. However, she filed for insanity, citing years of psychological evaluation after losing her firstborn. Her bond was granted and she was released. At this point, her younger brother reported her to the police. He said, "Everyone around my sister is either dying or being injured." The police department then initiated a full investigation, including examining her previous insurance claims. The investigation revealed that while visiting hospitalized victims, In Sook injected pink drug into their IV. This caused victims to develop fever that led to heart attack. This explained the death of her second husband, who died a day before being discharged from the hospital. The reason for such psychotic behavior was to avoid hospitalization fee. While out on bond, on April 19, 2005, In Sook was once again arrested and was charged with murder. From the investigation, it was revealed that In Sook had collected a total of $410,000 from the insurance company throughout the years. She had to use this money for her skincare and to purchase luxury goods. In Sook was found guilty of all charges from fraud to murder and was sentenced to life in prison. The detectives who worked on the case were veterans with many serial killer arrests under their belt, including the subject of Netflix documentary, Raincoat Killer. However, they mentioned that this is one case that they will never forget. It was one of their most difficult cases and could not have been solved without the help from the family members. The difficulty stemmed from their inability to identify the motives, especially why the perpetrator was blinding the victims. This complexity was due to In Sook's background as an insurance planner. The highest payout to the beneficiary came from the death of a policyholder, followed by the policyholder losing their vision. In Sook planned out her crime to first blind the victims and then kill them. This resulted in double payout. Recently, In Sook's older brother was interviewed. He stated that his sister still writes to him occasionally. The letter do not express any remorse, but rather contains demands for brand name underwear and hygiene products, revealing our true psychotic traits. This case was not widely known at the time, but when the news media reported that In Sook had scored a 40 out of 40 on the PCL-R, the psychopathy evaluation given to murderers, it gained significant attention. For context, Ted Bundy scored 39 out of 40, Jeffrey Dahmer's 23 out of 40, and true psychotic serial killer Lawrence Bittaker scored 39 out of 40. In Sook's perfect 40 out of 40 on psychopath evaluation score was later debunked by a professor at the Korean Institute of Criminology. The professor pointed out that In Sook was convicted in 2005, and at that time, South Korea did not evaluate any serial killers. Thus, In Sook was never given an evaluation. Today's story was about a woman who used unimaginable methods to satisfy her greed. Thank you for watching.